Hello, everyone. Welcome to another session of the Global Foresight Summit. This year is organized by the APF, the Association of Professional Futurists, the World Futures Review, and Fast Forward. We are very happy. We have now with us Muamar Salameh. He's the director of the Prince Muhammad bin Fahd Center for Futuristic Studies at the Prince Muhammad bin Fahd University. He's also assistant professor in public international law and human rights, constitutional law. He's going to speak today with us about the importance of national, regional, and global cooperation in futures study centers. So, welcome, Muamar.
Thank you, Francisco, for your kind introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, good day to you all. I want to share with you today our own experience in establishing a center in future studies that succeeded in a very short time to become one of the most important centers in GCC countries. Our center, Prince Muhammad bin Fahd Center for Futuristic Studies, PMFCFS, was initiated in 2019. The main objective was to become a renowned center in future studies in the region and perhaps globally. The lack of centers in the Arab world was a motivation also for establishing our center. In addition, with the Kingdom's ambitious Vision 2030, the need for future studies was needed in order to anticipate the future with respect to the Vision 2030 that is entangled in all aspects of life in Saudi Arabia. The center is intended to serve Saudi Arabia on national issues and serve the region on global issues. The scarcity of centers in the Arab region that specialize in future studies also means the scarcity of specialized individuals in the field. We needed to start where others have either ended or where others have reached, building on the accumulated experience worldwide in the field of future studies. We knew at the time that we could only achieve this by establishing a close collaboration and ties with well-established renowned centers and institutions. The first thing we did was contact WFSF, World Future Study Federation. We wanted to be part of the futures field. And there is no better option to start with other than the federation that houses the future studies arena. After extensive meetings with the WFSF, we established an agreement signed by both parties in which PMFCFS became the Middle East and North Africa MENA region chapter for WFSF. And an advisory board was established for this purpose, consisting of the most established individuals in the futures field globally. The enhanced that interest in the future study nationally, regionally, and even globally. We launched a partnership with the WFSF, a research grant program that funds close to 20 research projects annually, with applications received from various countries around the globe. The first round of research grants was awarded last year, and we concluded the process of receiving proposals for the second round. We are also partnering with the WFSF on their annual conference in their upcoming 24th annual conference in Berlin next October from 26 to 29 October 2021. In addition, our partnership with the WFSF entails holding various workshops and symposium. Our agreement with the WFSF also entailed the establishment of and the delivery of an academic course in the field of futures studies. The course Introduction to Future Studies was introduced to our undergrad students in last fall 2020. We can proudly call it a successful initiative. In addition to the fact that this course is offered for the first time in the kingdom, students were enthusiastic, and we received excellent feedback from all shareholders. The course contained rich fundamental, theoretical, and educational material, respected and experienced research and experts, guest speakers, futures literacy labs, and additional students' activities. In order to expand the futures literacy in the region, all guest speaker sessions and lectures were announced on social media platforms and networks and were made available to all. As many professionals are concerned with navigating futures with young adults, we took the liberty to expose our university students to the field through various activities, including the course, the anticipated master's degree in the futures field, seminars, conferences, and summit participations, and most importantly, the establishment of the Future Study Students Club. We then started talk with UNESCO, which resulted in an agreement of partnership signed by both sides for futures literacy in Saudi Arabia. The agreement is a comprehensive one that builds on the transfer of knowledge and expertise in the field, and mentions the scarcity of specialized individuals in the Arab world in the field of future studies. Therefore, this agreement contains a component for co-developing a master's degree in future studies to be offered by Prince Mohammed bin Fahd University. This degree, once developed and approved by the Ministry of Education in Saudi Arabia, will be the first of its kind in the kingdom and most probably in the GCC countries and MENA regions. This will assist in capacity building in the field of future studies. The agreement also entails organizing and conducting future literacy labs. We have conducted already 2 futures literacy labs entitled first one, Futures of Education in Saudi Arabia 2040. It was in November 2020. The second lab was Futures of Technology 2046. It was on April 2021. Though these future literacy labs are very important with many outcomes, but the most tangible and obvious outcome is that now we have individuals at PMU who received training and are certified in executing these labs. The agreement and the close partnership with UNESCO also paved the way of establishing a UNESCO PMU chair in a transnational and intergeneration anticipation. This endowed chair is in the works and will be approved soon and announced officially as well. Because PMU is an educational institution, we established a future studies endowed chair that deals with youth and education. However, PMFCFS conducts and sponsors future studies in other areas, including but not limited the education, youth development, sustainability, artificial intelligence, energy, tourism, oil and gas industries, and so forth. The partnership with the UNESCO is one of the most valued partnerships, even though all our partners are equivalently important. We then moved on to regional partnerships and signed an MOU with the Future Studies Center in Abu Dhabi, Futures Foresight Foundation, and we are currently discussing joint projects with them. In addition, we sought agreements with professional and educational institutions such as Teach the Future and Association of Professional Futurists. We also started talk with ISISCO, the Islamic World Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, and appreciatively, we signed an initial agreement and MOU last month. We are currently in discussion regarding joint projects dealing with the future of Hajj and Umrah, and the future of education in Saudi Arabia, and also the future of education in Islamic world. The agreement may also result in establishment of joint endowed chairs in various fields of future studies. I want to point out here that in its initial establishment, PMFCFS tried to start alone, but very little was achieved. Only after partnering with experienced regional and international institutions and bodies, PMFCFS was able to establish its brand and name nationally and regionally to become in a very short time one of the most prominent centers in the Arab world specializing in futures studies. Nevertheless, we are just getting started and we have not achieved our aspirations yet. We are open to many more collaborative and partnership agreements that would benefit both sides and result in capacity building in Saudi Arabia. If any of our speakers or distinguished guests represents a renowned international and regional institution or body in future studies and have any ideas of collaboration and partnership, you are welcome to approach us. I hope in this brief talk I was able to show the importance of international partnership for any newly established center in the future studies field. And thank you for taking the time to attend, and thank you for taking the time to listen to the talk. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. Thank you.
Hello, Muamar.
Hi.
You have one question, for example, I'm seeing one from Paul Frobisher. He's saying, how many other of the GCC nations are involved?
Sorry, the question from who?
From Paul Frobisher. He's saying, how many other of the GCC nations are involved?
Uh, how many? Sorry, how many centers or how many?
How many nations? How many countries?
Yeah. How many? In GCC, seven or six, seven. Yeah, Saudi Arabia, Emirates, Qatar, Oman, Bahrain, Kuwait. 6 countries. Yeah. Uh, Question from Anderson: has your work included any future scenarios for the Palestinian-Israel conflict, or do you intend to? Uh, we would like yani, to do, but our center focus more in education, social science, not focus in political issue, unfortunately. Okay, our now we are in, as I mentioned, we are in a process to collaborate with the Cisco, and one of the projects, it will be regarding the also the women in Arab world and in Muslim world in general. Uh, but your question, the eyes of women of Africa residing in the Middle East, I can you clarify your question, please? Okay, thank you very much. And please feel free to contact us also in our center, the website. I can put here and
Yeah, if you have any other questions, you can write them to
yeah,
Amar
I can.
and the center. Thank you so much, Muamar. Thank you for your time for the presentation,
Thank you, Francesco. Thank you all.
and thank
Thank
you
you.
to all the audience for watching us. We are back in around 20 minutes with the next session. This time with Njeri Nwagir. So see you in our website in 20 minutes. Bye.